What's up, everybody? My name's Big Cam and I am your host. Welcome back to another Comically Boston Breakdown episode. And today we are talking about episode 7 of Star Wars Skeleton Crew, titled We're Gonna Be in So Much Trouble. And this is, I believe, the penultimate episode of the series. There's only one episode remaining. We got the finale coming up next week. So this episode, of course, ends us on another cliffhanger, leaving us wanting that next episode. But it's another good one. So let's jump right on into it, shall we? This episode was directed by Twister's director, Lee Isaac Chung. And I think he did a pretty good job. I think he did a better job with the Twisters movie, but hey, he got 2.5 hours to tell a story instead of 30 minutes in one episode, you know? So I do like that they use different directors in the television to, you know, specialize in certain things. And this was just another good one, you know? But coming off of the end of last episode, we had the stop-motion crab that was trying to get the kids, and then that trash compactor machine was trying to eat their ship. So they ejecto-ceto cuz on the hull of the ship, and they ended up being able to pull their, you know, inside of the ship out of the exterior hull of the ship, and it now has this nice, clean, it's like pristine ship. Now a brand new ship, and now the kids are on it by themselves, taking off towards At-Atin. And we open this episode on the kids' parents at night in the woods by themselves, and they are, you know, back on At-Atin, and they are trying to send a message outside of the barrier to the kids, and the droids won't let them, so they're trying to do it without them finding out, but the droids catch them, so they try and run, and Neel's mom goes, "I'm gonna pick up the device and run." As soon as she goes for it, the droid stuns her, so she'll be alright, run! So each of the parents now have like a relay, you know how like in a track and field they have the baton, they gotta pass the baton to the next person. So they have a relay race with this message that they're trying to get to the kids, and each of the parents holds it. As one gets stunned, the next one picks it up, they get stunned, the next one picks it up. Finally, Wim's dad's got it, he gets stunned. Finally, it's up to Fern's mom. Fern's mom grabs it, she takes off, she gets the message out, but the droids were not happy about this, and they end up getting caught. But this is where the episode starts, the message gets out, and the title card for Skeleton Crew shows. And then we cut back to the kids on their ship heading home, and Wim isn't happy, you know? He's like kind of upset. He's like, my dad's gonna be pissed, everything's gonna go back to normal, I have to go take the MCAST or whatever, you know? Like, I just through my own world tests in it, but you know what I mean. He has to take a test of some sort, and he's a kid, he's not looking forward to it. He doesn't want to come back from this adventure, and he's all upset, and the kids try and cheer him up a little bit, and Neel's like, half the time I almost got killed, but that's what a real adventure is, like, come on, it was fun, like. And they're trying to cheer him up, but it was just, I just love that line that Neel was like, I almost died half the time, but that's what a real adventure is, like, come on, we had fun, like. Okay, Neel Nation, baby. You know how I love my baby Neel. But at the same time, they show the pirates and Captain Brutus's big old ship arriving outside of orbit of At-Atin. It looks like a giant, like, gas cloud, and it looks impenetrable. So, of course, they send somebody in, one of Brutus's guys, to go fly in, and he immediately gets killed, and Brutus is like, oh, Jod's lying to us again, throw him out the airlock, and they go to throw him in there, and Jod's just scrambling, trying to find a way to talk his way out of it. Then they see the kid's ship coming out of orbit, and he goes, I got it! The ship's the key! So the lady that, you know, one of the pirates lets him out of the airlock, and he's like, we have to get the ship's the key. So they tractor beam in the ship, and Brutus then goes to try and get onto it, and you can see them all standing here in the green At-Atin planet in the background. And as far as the set goes, I mean, they have the light on the ship, and then they have clearly volume in the background. This one doesn't look as good, but the background of the volume, I still enjoy actually having it in shot, you know, with a screen in the background showing you what would actually be there rather than just green or blue, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I think the volume will get better and better and better throughout the years and its uses and how they're using it. But I did really love Brutus in his look, his little, he was a werewolf pirate, like, he's just cool. But we didn't get as much Brutus as we could have because they just needed him to be a foil for Jude to, you know, knock over, right? So Brutus goes to walk onto the ship, and the ship uses that little claw thing to grab Brutus, and Jude uses the Force to take off his cuffs, picks up Brutus's blaster, and shoots Brutus in the head, or face, or wherever. They didn't necessarily show us where he shot, but I'm point blank right to the face is how I saw it. And Jude says, Brutus was a backstabbing mutineer. Any of you want to follow him? Nobody speaks up, so he goes, good. So Captain Silvo is now back. He's got his hat, he's got his full look from the opening episode, and he, you know, it's not just Jude anymore, it's not just Jude Law, he is Captain Silvo yet again, and back to his pirating terrible ways. And now Captain Silvo is on the Onyx Cinder and taking over that shit from the kids, and the kids hear the message that Fern's mom got out, and it's a message from each one of their parents, and you know, you can just see like the little hologram in the ship of each of the parents and the kids. It's kind of a nice moment, and each of the kids get to hear their parents. KB's parents are worried about her and her, you know, I know you're probably worried about not getting a, you know, work on her mechanical parts. You'll be okay. Fern's mom says, I know you're probably worried, honey, that you're going to be in trouble, but don't worry, you're not in trouble. And this is alluding to the title of the episode. And Neel's parents say, Neel's little brother just had a birthday, but the only thing he wanted was his brother back. And I was like, And then Neel's dad, or Wim's dad, is like, you know, I love you, buddy. I should have listened to you. And Wim's like, we gotta get this shit back. Attack! And he charges in immediately. And this brings up a point to 33 that SM-33 goes, hey, Jude, you can't be a captain of 2 vessels. You have to claim 1 vessel. So then as Wim's like, I claim this, Jude covers his mouth and goes, I claim this ship, the Onyx Cinder. I am the pirate captain of this ship. And 33 is like, okay. But then Fern goes, I call unclaimsies. And 33 is like, what? Jude's like, I'm not sure that's how it works. But SM-33 punches Jude in the face.
33, get these pirates off our ship.
I'm afraid it doesn't work like that.
That shit cracked me up so bad. Because you could see, you're just like, wait, the kid just called unclaimsies? And John's like, yeah, that's not how it worked. But you can see 33 for a second. They take just the appropriate amount of comic, you know, pause to just lock it on 33 for a second. You hear his little servos go, and he's like, you know, computing, like, can she do that? And John's like, you can't do that. And he punches John in the face, knocks him out, and then goes, it's close enough though, and then SM-33 helps the kids take back the ship, and he tosses all the pirates off the ship, takes it back. The kids start to take off into the gaseous void of the planet of At-Aten, or what we think is At-Aten, but really this is the outer core of At-Aten, and really At-Aten's on the inside, protected by this gaseous layer, and that's why people can't get through it. But as they're flying through, we also see these big giant red electrical conductors, and when you're on the planet of At-Aten, you see the green sky and the little red dots, and I'm thinking what those little red dots are when you're standing on the planet is these giant red electricity conductors, and they, you know, they're bringing electricity to them, you know, and sucking them in, but they're also expelling electricity at the pirate ships, and they didn't expel electricity into the At-Aten ship, so they must have technologically designed specific At-Aten ships to be able to pass through and not get electrocuted or blown up, and pirates and anybody else get killed immediately. So, interesting little technology on this planet. I mean, we still don't know if it's Republic, Old Republic, or, you know, maybe heading to the newer stuff like the First Order type of thing. But SM-33 takes them in through the void of the, you know, the gaseous layer, and he says, ah, yes, Captain Renard's genius, stealing At-Aten ship so that you could pass right on through. And then we see the real At-Aten through the storm, and they get locked into a landing, and Neel's like just like on the other planet where he met his little girlfriend. But we get this great shot of SM-33 and the kids and the sun just emerging over the horizon onto their face, and it's like, oh, and they're like, this is our planet, and it's like, yeah, baby, this is your home. The thing you wanted to leave all along, you know, they wanted to go on an adventure. The whole time it's just, we went on an adventure, I just want to go home, you know. So SM-33 helps them get through, and we see them looking at the planets. And Fern says, my mom totally lied. And then we get the real title of the episode, we're gonna be in so much trouble. But Fern says she doesn't care anymore. But right as she says this, we hear, but you should. Bum bum bum, Jude's right behind them, oh no! And SM-33 says, hold back kids, I got Jude. And Jude slices SM-33's head right off his fucking shoulders with that lightsaber, and we see just a shot of SM-33's head hit the ground. And I was like, oh no, but he didn't slice his head in half, he just sliced off his neck, so he's a robot, he could just get bolted back on, I'm thinking. But this could be the end of SM-33, which would be sad. But the little rat that lives in SM-33's head is alive, so no worries there. But Jude starts to show his true colors, and he's mean to the kids and calls Wim the worst one. Oh man, what a dickhead, Jude. I didn't think you were this mean. But Jude also says, I enjoyed seeing your parents' faces on the comms earlier, so now I know who to carve up if you guys don't behave. Ooh. What a dick. But so they land on the planet, and this ship lands, and the droids immediately take them to the Mint. And this ship must have belonged to a Republic emissary, because they start just calling Jude emissary. We're taking you immediately to the vault. And he's like, yes, good. And the operation goes underground. So the parents run out to see the ship land with the kids on it. And the ship lands on like a docking sequence and immediately just gets pulled right into the earth. And starts going down underground. And it's like way underground. And it's quite impressive, their like operation here. And they land at the vault and they start to open it. And Jude sees it and just gold and Republic credits as far as the eye can see in this one vault. And he goes, how many of these vaults did you say you had? And the droid says 1,139 of these massive vaults filled with old Republic credits. Like, what? Jude is just swimming in these credits, having a time and laughing and just like, oh my god, I did it. I finally got all the gold and the credits in the world. My crew's gonna be so happy. And he's trying to contact the ship on the outside, and they're like, yo, contact is forbidden. And he's like, well, I'm your emissary, so you must do what I say. And she's like, you must ask the supervisor for that. He's like, well, go get your supervisor. So maybe next episode we're finally going to meet and see who this supervisor is on AT-ATN. But we know Jude isn't a Republic emissary, so who are these Republic emissaries that show up and just go to these vaults to pick up credits? Like, I don't know, man, but I don't know. Should this planet even be running? Like, is this right? Because the way that it looked also on like the panel where the ship landed and it gets sucked down, they show a shot of them looking up at the sky, and it almost looks like this is like the planet canon from the postquels, the sequel trilogy of the Star Wars, you know, like the Rey trilogy, the newer trilogy, and the First Order has that giant cannon out of that star. I mean, I thought that was Ilum or something, but still, like, it could be AT-ATN. Maybe all these credits that are on here on AT-ATN is what's funding the Order, right? Like, instead of the Empire, maybe they're getting funded from this planet. But as Jude is swimming through credits in the vault, the kids' parents arrive down at the vault, and they are all reunited, and they start hugging and, you know, embracing each other. But then we hear Jude's boots, boom, boom, step behind them, and he ignites the lightsaber. And we just see, like, Neel and his mom are the first people right there, and he kind of steps towards them with the lightsaber ignited. Even he kind of steps hard, like he's about to swing, and the credits rolled. I was like, are you kidding me? This is where we're ending again? Oh, with these cliffhangers? I was like, it's a good cliffhanger. And this next week is the finale, so it's a good one. But the credits roll, like, is Jude about to kill the kiddos and their parents? I mean, they don't necessarily have a weapon that could go up against a lightsaber. I mean, the droids are there. The droid's going to let that happen? I don't think so. But finale next week. Comment below your thoughts so far through 7 episodes of Skeleton Crew. I didn't think Jude was going to be this much of a dickhead at the end. I thought we were going to have more this episode, you know, figuring out Jude's backstory. We still don't really know any deal of what this guy is. You know, is he Captain Renard? Is he... I don't think so, but is he a Jedi, you know, back in the day? Like, was he at Order 66 and he escaped? Like, what is his deal? Like, I hope by the end of this we actually figure out what's good with Jude. And I hope Neel ends up, you know, getting his girlfriend Runa that he liked in the first episode. Or maybe going back to that other planet and getting Hana, or whatever her name was, his other girlfriend that he met on this adventure. All I know is Neel's a ladies' man, and he must be protected at all costs. But comment below your favorite part of this series and the favorite part of this episode. Comment below all your Skeleton Crew questions and thoughts down below, or you can message me on my other social medias. Links in the description down below. And if you would like to support the channel, the best way to do that is by commenting down below in the comment section, liking this video, subscribing if you're not subscribed already. That goes a long way. Make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss future videos and you get the notifications. Thank you guys so much for coming on by. My name is Big Cam, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. Peace.